Welcome to the High Stake Podcast, where we talk about business mindsets and cool stuff about people that live here in Vegas. I started my real estate career in 2005, and throughout, when you get into this business, you meet a lot of cool people. One of them is Lisa Waldek. I've known her now for a long time, and she was nice enough to come with us at the podcast today. Lisa, how are you?
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
First of all, I apologize because I've been meaning to go and do this with you, and I've canceled a couple of times. That speaks very badly of me. But thank you for coming today. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Tell us a little bit about, first of all, where are you from Vegas originally or not?
I'm from Ohio.
Okay.
Been in Vegas 20 years now.
Why Vegas?
Blue skies and sunshine.
It is blue skies.
We had snow 10 below, 100 inches of snow every winter. And after that last winter, we decided to head over this way.
Have you been here before?
We started coming out 30 years ago, once a year on vacation, then twice a year, then 3 times a year. We bought a vacation condo, bought a vacation house, and finally we were like, why? Why are we doing this? Let's just move. So moved.
For those who are listening to us, you sell home warranties,
Yes.
Which is you are in the real estate industry. Were you in the real estate industry when you were in Ohio, or is that something that you started here?
I started my real estate career in Ohio 25 years ago and have been involved in the real estate community for all 25 years, whether it was selling real estate or in the home warranty industry.
Let's talk about a little bit about that. So you started as a real estate agent
Yes.
in Ohio.
Yes.
How was that?
Good. I enjoyed it. I mean, obviously price points were a lot lower. I mean, I sold a lot of mobile homes for $15,000. I think my highest sale back then was $250,000, which was a lot back then.
Big home.
Yeah. And so, doing 35, 40 transactions in Ohio might equate to $6 million. I mean, you're not talking a lot of volume, but you're talking lots of units.
So you had to sell a lot of numbers,
Yes.
in order to get 5 to 6 million. That's something that most agents that started on this business 2-3 years ago don't understand what it was really before this jump of prices. So you're in Ohio, you're doing real estate. It's cold. It's a little bit gray.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to move to a cool place.
Right.
Vegas is one of the coolest places in my book. You come to Vegas. Are you still in real estate as an agent, or do you go and you start your career as a home warranty seller?
I actually, I was intimidated by the freeways here. I mean, I came from small town Ohio, 2-lane roads to 5-lane freeways, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit. So I actually took a job with Prudential Americana at the time as their marketing and operations manager for 2 years, which was great. It got me into the real estate community here, got to know people, got to know all the realtors at Prudential at the time, network with people. I was also in charge of managing our affiliate sponsors and strategic partners such as home warranty, mortgage, title companies. So that's how I got to know the different aspects of all of the things that they did there.
Was it scary moving from another state, coming into starting brand new? Because my family the same. We came from another country, but it's like the same principle. How was it when you came here to Vegas? I'm thinking it's 2004, 2005, or 2000.
No, we moved here in 05.
05.
Yeah.
When the market was hot.
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy.
So you were doing 2 years working for Prudential. How did you decide? You have 2 kids.
Yes.
How did they like the move?
When we moved, the kids were 16 and 8, so things could have gone really bad. I mean, they could have gone a whole different direction. Both of the kids eventually followed into the real estate industry at some point.
That's
my son, and you'll remember this
Yes.
throwback day, Prudential used to deliver flyers to the listings and put them in flyer boxes.
Yes.
My son actually started delivering flyers for Frank Napoli Sr.
Frank Napoli.
That was his job when he moved here. So that was interesting, but kind of got into the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my daughter now, she is full-time realtor. She was started at the age of 18. She'll be 28. So it's almost been 10 years in the industry for her.
That's great.
Yeah. I mean,
What does your husband do?
he is purchasing manager for Shelby American. So Shelby Mustangs, Shelby Cobras.
Okay.
Yeah.
I take it he likes cars.
He likes
I
cars.
don't want him to talk. He should be here on the podcast.
He's like, absolutely. Get rid of me.
No. I feel like you're very important. You're very important. So you're here in Vegas. You're working for Prudential. I take it you're looking for new opportunities. You decide to go into the home warranty world.
I was actually going to go back into real estate. I felt like I could navigate around here, and I felt that I could get back into real estate. I was ready. And so when I was talking to the home warranty company and letting them know I was transitioning away from Prudential Americana Corporate, they said, don't sell houses, sell home warranty.
And that's it.
I didn't even know that was a job. I mean, at the time, that was 18 years ago.
And you started with another company, which we won't mention.
Correct.
You started, for those who are listening to us and they may not know what a home warranty is, what is the difference between I get this question a lot. What is the difference between a home warranty and homeowners insurance?
Absolutely. I get the phone call a lot too from homeowners, especially that are confused why they need a home warranty when they're getting homeowners insurance.
Sure.
So the difference is the homeowners insurance is going to protect them for theft, burglary. If a tree falls on your roof, it's going to cover that damage. Home warranty is there to cover the unexpected repair costs on systems and appliances. So we're talking your electrical, your plumbing, air conditioning, your heat, the kitchen appliances, your water heater, garage door opener, those types of things.
A good question, Lisa. Should every homeowner have a home warranty? Do you have to buy a new home and then buy the home warranty? Is that open to everybody?
Oh, it's open to everybody. And I think everybody could use budget protection. I don't know anybody that just wants to spend a lot of money out of pocket. Even if they have extra money, it's good for budget protection.
Oh, 100%. You're now on this field, which is still real estate, but now you have to deal with people like me, realtors.
Yes.
And we're not easy.
No.
Tell us a little bit about what your daily activities are. What's a day look like for you? I know you start very early and you're very busy because you have a calendar. And anybody who I talk to that has a calendar, when I ask you to come and join the podcast, you said, well, let me take a look at my calendar. I go, oh my God, this girl is instructed. What is your day to day?
Yeah, my day timer. I live by my day timer. It's color coded. Blue are Choza activities. Green are money making activities that I'm doing, outside of this. Yellow is personal. So you have to have a nice balance of all of those things. And I do start early. I mean, I make sure I catch up on emails, things like that. I like to do a lot of social media. Yes. So I try to spend the morning trying to, create social media content, because just getting the brand out there, talking about Choza, what we do, how we can protect homeowners, how we can protect realtors, that's really important. And I think having been a realtor and been out doing what you do every day, it really helps me and it helps you, because I think that puts that level of trust between us, that I'm not just talking as a salesperson, I'm talking because I'm coming from the knowledge.
You understand what we go through, what we go through every day. When somebody's looking for a home warranty, what is the one thing that they should look for? There's so many of them.
Absolutely.
And everybody says they're great. But what is one thing as a consumer that you can go and kind of look for go into this?
Yeah, there's a lot of things. Different things are going to mean different things to different people. One, realistic expectations. Talk to the rep. Talk to somebody that understands the policy and what a home warranty is and what a home warranty is not. I think the biggest misconception with home warranty is that they're designed to cover 100% of everything, and that's what they're expecting. And we're not going to cover 100% of everything. There's going to be times when we do cover a failure, a repair, and they're going to be responsible for that $100 deductible. But the other big ticket items, air conditioning, heat, something like that, where we may be able to replace a capacitor, a fan motor, fix a refrigerant line, add Freon refrigerant, whatever might need to be done, that step would probably fall under what we're going to cover. It's the big ticket items that we're going to help offset those costs for the homeowner.
That makes sense.
So I think it's just having realistic expectations on what we do, what we don't do, that sometimes it's not going to be a 100%, repair cost, for them.
Right. I mean, it's hard to expect people to come and fix everything. I mean, that would be incredible.
Sure.
Incredible for whatever the price of the home warranty is. With technology, you mentioned that you do a lot of social media. I started this social media trip, and it's very time consuming.
It is.
For me, it is. How do you integrate it into your schedule? One, because we don't see direct return on investment at all. But it does create brand.
It does.
how do you decide if I'm spending too much time on doing this?
I think it's being very proactive and being very intentional. For 2024, my word of the year was intentional. I wanted to be intentional and do things where it was going to benefit not only myself, but for realtors, for homeowners. And I do believe that this is a numbers game. It's a numbers game for you. It's a numbers game for me. How many times can I be in front of somebody? How many people can I be in front of? Not just once a week, maybe twice a week or once a month or twice a month. The more they see me, the more that they see my brand, the more they're going to trust me and not only know that I'm going to be here now for them. They don't need me right now, but whenever a client has a failure, I'm going to be there for them there. So I think that's just putting the brand out there, being out there, and just spreading the word on social media.
You mentioned that you talk to a lot of people are real estate agents, a lot of stuff. Do you have a quota that you put yourself that I had to talk to X amount of realtors every day, or or clients or posts or anything like that you have to do every day?
It's prospecting again, just like you. I mean, we do it just like you do. And so, I mean, if I can touch either text, email, phone call, be in front of 50 to 100 people a day, again, it comes back to being a numbers game. And the more people I can get in front of and the more I can share the brand and how we're changing home warranty, the more it's going to spread.
So you've been doing this for 25 years now, home warranties for 20 years. But during this time, you also took a little break and you went into the dark side.
I did. I went back to the dark side.
You went back to the dark side and you started doing real estate. Now, from somebody that has been in real estate for 20 years and you were very established with the other company for home warranties. Now you're doing real estate. Tell us why and how did that go?
So I did home warranty for 8 years. Yes. When the company was sold, I left and it felt the natural transition was to go back into real estate. Yeah. So I did. I started off doing rentals.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes. I mean, my sphere was realtors. So I'm not selling homes to realtors at that time. So I thought I need to get in. I need to build my database here in Las Vegas. And my first year back in real estate, I did 250 rentals. 250.
For those who are listening, first of all, doing rentals is extremely hard. It's extremely hard. I think because I did rentals too. I think rentals are harder than selling a home.
Absolutely.
In some cases, 250. That's an insane number.
Yeah.
What was your schedule like when you were doing those things? I mean, that's insane. And how did you get those clients to begin with?
Well, at the time I was working for a property management company. Okay. And so I would get those leads for the rentals. And so it's like you learn really fast on, how to pre-qualify them. You have to be very good at that. Otherwise you are going to run yourself ragged. And I'm not saying 250 didn't run me ragged, but you have to learn how to pre-qualify them, ask the right questions up front, know if they can rent, know their credit score, know if they've got the money to put down for deposits and different things like that. And just be very diligent about knowing what you're doing.
So you had your systems in place, you had your scripts, you knew what to say to pre-qual, which is very important in a sales business. 250 that's an incredible number, by the way. I know the story because you already told me, but I want you to share it. You created 250 people that rented, which also parallel to that created 250 people for your database.
Absolutely.
And tell us how that became a turning point into buyers down the line.
And it does, and it's staying in communication. And, again, it's still prospecting. It's having those touches, whether it's monthly, quarterly, letting them know, that you're there for them, knowing that, usually 90 days before their lease expires, reach back out to them, let them know that maybe they can buy. So when it is time for them, whenever they feel that they can buy, they're going to reach back out to you so you can, help them purchase a home.
Do you have a system? Do you have like a CRM where you would follow up with her, or follow up with people, or did you just put them on a calendar and you call them again? What was your process like?
CRM, have a clean CRM. Just like you have a clean CRM for your clients. I would have one for buyers, one for renters, one for sellers, so I could keep track of them and, contact them in the appropriate way.
This is for all of the agents, because I do have a team and I'm always recruiting agents. And when they come in, the expectations of a new agent are extremely high. Yeah, because they don't know, which is okay. But 250 rentals is insane, by the way. It's good for you. That's an average of 20 rentals per month.
Yes.
I remember one time where I did 5 rentals and I was winded,
Right.
because my pre-qualification wasn't strong and all that stuff. But you converted a lot of the, I mean, you started this new business, which now I think your daughter took over and she's very successful at it as well. How do you deal with when stuff is not working out, mindset wise?
You have to pivot. You have to just readjust your mind and know that you can't be everything to everybody.
Okay.
And I think that's the biggest thing over the years that I've learned. I mean, I always wanted to be a people pleaser. I wanted to be everything to everybody. And you'll burn yourself out. It'll crush you mentally when you can't do it. You wonder why you can't do it. And you just feel like you just lose it at some point. So you just have to do you, be your own authentic self, and do what you can control.
Out of these 250 rentals that you did the first year, how long until they started becoming real estate clients where you make the real money?
Well, within a year, only because you nurtured them. I mean, so it might only have been 1 or 2 that first year, but then but as you compound that database, and maybe the next year I only did 150 rentals, and maybe the next year after that was like 100, because at that point, you're starting to work with buyers, you're starting to work with sellers, and maybe not have as much time to work with the rental clients.
That's such a great successful story, by the way. That's a success story, not successful, a great success story, because for those of you who do real estate, for like a guy myself, we're always looking for a way to get leads, to take contacts, to talk to people. So when they do want to buy a house or sell a house, they think of us. What a better way to do it than with people that want to live somewhere, that need to move somewhere. What is the one thing that you were doing this, and then at one point you got an opportunity to go back into your industry, which is how I met you, home warranty. How long was that, and why do you decide to use your company that you're working with right now?
I always loved home warranty. And when I was doing it for 8 years, it was my passion. Yeah. And I really enjoyed it. The problem was I started to lose faith in home warranty itself. Yes. I was working for a company and I couldn't do that. At the end of the day, it was my reputation. Yes. Nobody was going to remember the company. They were going to remember me. Yeah. And if I could continually not help them, not be able to help them work through claims, and have, that disappointment and that lack of trust, I decided it was time for me to leave before things got to that point. Sure. So I went back into real estate for 8 years. A lot of my colleagues for
8 years.
8 years.
You were doing it for 8 years?
8 years. Yeah. And a lot of my colleagues from the other companies started moving over to Achosa, and they're like, you need to come talk to them. And I'm like, guys, it's home warranty. I don't think I can. And I remember sitting at an open house one Saturday and talking to the owner of Achosa for 2 hours. And I was just flabbergasted. And I can remember going home, talking to my husband, and said, babe, I think I'm going to go back into warranty. And, his first reaction was, do you remember those nights that you were sleepwalking and having anxiety attacks and from all of the things? And yeah. I said, no, but I think this is going to be different this time. It feels different just from that one phone call. And here I am. Actually, April 1st will be my 2-year anniversary with Achosa. So it's been 2 years already.
Lisa, a question that a lot of, when you're comparing yourself to other companies, which the company that you have now, what is the one thing that you guys do different than the rest of what sets you apart?
Yeah, no, this was a big deal. This was a big deal for me to come back into warranty. Unlike the traditional home warranty company where you have to call in or you have to go online, file a claim, put your credit card in online, and then wait for them to dispatch one of their contractors, we allow the homeowner to choose their own contractor when they have to file a claim. Oh, wow. They call in. We have a less than 20-second hold time when they call in to file a claim, and that's even if it's 120 degrees here. So that's unheard of. They file the claim. If they have a plumber, if they have a handyman, if they have an AC person that they know, and their AC goes out on a Friday night at 9 o'clock or Saturday morning, they can get their own contractor out there that same day, call us back in with a diagnosis and the estimate to repair, and 99% of the time we can authorize that contractor to do the work while they're at the house.
Let's go a little bit deeper into that, because that's very based on my experience with home warranties is you call them, it's July, I'm gonna play it.
Yep.
Here. It's July 7th. It's a Thursday. It's 107 degrees at 9 a.m. AC went out.
Yeah.
You're on the phone with the home warranty, and they go, "Yeah, there's 3 people that we can send you. Call them." And then you call the 3 people, and they're booked for 2 weeks.
It happens.
Hello. What was the expectation there? And that's why people get upset with the home warranty.
Absolutely.
They go, what's going on? So you mean to tell me that if I call your home warranty, if I have somebody that is a licensed contractor that I know, I could call them, they could come in, do the estimate, and then you even have like a number, 20-second?
20
Wait,
Yeah, less than 20-second the whole time.
you call them, they approve it or not, depending on what it is, and then your own contractor that you know, that you're familiar with, can take care of that repair.
Absolutely. So most of the time they know when they're coming to your house, they have a capacitor on the truck. They have a fan motor when it's 110 degrees, 120 degrees. So when we give them authorization to do that work, they can go out to the truck, go get the part, come back in and make that repair. It's that easy. Whereas we know with the traditional home warranty company, most of the time the corporate office has to order that part because they get the part so cheap because they buy in such volume, then they have to order the part. The contractor has to wait to pick up the part, then reschedule with the homeowner to go back out. It's just making that homeowner wait, that whether it's 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, I'm hearing nightmares of weeks in the summertime. And that's not fair to the consumer. It's not fair to the contractor. And the other thing that we do different is we pay the contractor their retail rate. So we're not nickel and diming them.
So how does that work? Let's say my AC one goes out. I call my guy. The guy comes in. Let's say it's $500. Do I pay the contractor, and then I get reimbursed, or how do you guys do it?
Yeah, after the repair's been made, they call us back in to let us know that the repair's been done. The homeowner verifies it, and we can actually pay the contractor with a credit card over the phone before he even leaves your house.
That's very, very real.
We're giving the client the back to take control of their claims experience. They want to use their own people. Nobody wants to be told what to do. That's just human nature. They don't want to be forced to use somebody they don't know, that they don't trust. So we're putting the claims experience back in control, and we're treating the contractors the way they should have been treated all along.
That's great. I mean, that's a game changer when it comes to home warranty.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, no wonder you chose them.
Yes, I chose that.
That's a great answer. During all of this time, and as you do work with on the home warranty side of it, there's a mindset that you have to stay positive, because dealing with the consumer is hard, but dealing with agents is not easy task. We're all full of ego.
Sure.
And we're all think we're the next best thing. How do you deal with it? And I know I asked you this already, but how do you deal when you're having a bad day, but you still gotta go? What do you tell yourself to get through the day?
So, I mean, it is mindset. And talking to realtors and talking to property managers. And, sometimes it's not going to be a good fit. I mean, just like you might meet with a buyer and realize it's not going to be a good fit for you. You might talk to a seller who's just totally unrealistic, and you're just not going to take that listing because it's not going to be a good fit. What I've learned over the years is I don't have to work with everybody. I don't want to work with everybody. I know I'm going to set one of us up for failure and not have realistic expectations in that relationship. I want to work with like-minded people. So I just have to bring myself to that. I don't want to chase the business to the point where I'm begging for it. I want it to be like-minded and reciprocal.
How do you do that? You just do a lot of prospect.
I do.
That you do a lot of prospecting. In real estate, we don't have a set market where it says, well, we sell 20 once a month. Not unless you're Lisa Waldek, of course. But how do you deal with the downtimes?
You dial down, man. You just push down harder. I mean, in those months, and I see it every year, October, November, people start, they start getting down. They're like, I'm taking the holidays off. I'll come back in January. That is not realistic. You can't expect to be out of the business, not prospect, not do anything for 2 months, and then expect January
to come in.
Let's go. Our how come I don't have any business? And so I know I double down, November. I mean, I I bake. And, my big thing is, for the holidays, I'll make pumpkin rolls for my realtor clients and I take those and I deliver those. Those are nice little pop buys and little appreciation things just because I do appreciate the business that I have. December, we're all doing things. We're all attending networking events, but I think it's really important for people not to slack off during those downtimes. That is the time to double down on your business, double down on that prospecting, stay in touch with your clients. You do it, I do it.
Yeah.
And because you can't expect to take a couple months off and have it just be there when you decide to show up in January.
Well, that's basically it. I mean, I remember I was a Prudential at this year. And I don't even remember there was a car detail guy that would go, and he would go there every Friday. Then one day he came in on a Wednesday and he was very shocked. I said, "Hey, brother, what are you doing here on Wednesday?" And he goes, "Well, do you eat on Wednesdays?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I do too." And then he's like,
Right.
meaning you got to do whatever you got.
Right.
You got to do whatever you got to do. So, Lisa, another question that I like to ask everybody that is in here is if you could tell something to your younger self,
Okay.
in regards to business, of course, what is an advice that you would give yourself, Lisa Waldek, 2005?
Yeah. I just had this conversation with somebody. Know your value. Don't let people devalue you or what you're trying to do. You're a good person. You're doing the right thing. Know your value and don't let people take that away from you.
Also, another question that I ask, because it's very important when we're in this business or when we're self-employed or when we're doing stuff like we do, which is commission-based and stuff like that, is how do you balance your work life and your family life? I know you're very big family oriented. How do you balance that? And also, how important is the support of your partner doing this crazy stuff? You know what I mean? Tell us a little bit about that. How does that work for you?
It is. And I don't know how much balance I have. I try to, have a nice mix.
Sure.
But the key is having a supportive partner, because I'm wired for this stuff. I'm wired for warranty. There's a lot of crazy up in here. You know what I mean? And he puts up with it. He's very supportive. He knows that's how I'm wired. He knows I know one speed and it's go. And he lets me do my thing. I also have to be respectful, knowing that, he works 4 10-hour days during the week. So he's up at 2 a.m. So I have, we go to bed early. We go to bed at 8:30 at night because I want to be respectful of him and his 5.5 hours of sleep that he gets at night.
No wonder you have appointments at 7 in the morning. I mean, that's insane to me. I went to bed at 4:30 this morning, by the way. So you know. Well, that's great, Lisa. I want to thank you for being here and giving us some really nice information that it could be applied to anything that we do in business. Give us another little tip for a lot of us agents that are going through a hard time right now, and it's not an easy market.
Sure.
It's been a little rough for some people. What's one thing that you could tell a brand new agent or somebody that is opening up a business and that is going through a hard time right now? What is the one thing that you could say? Listen, here's my little.
It's a numbers game, and just prospect and just be consistent. Be consistent with your brand. And it might not seem like you feel like you're doing it for 30 days, but it's going to take a while for people to see that, to get to know your brand. But be consistent, whether it's emails that have the same signature line, on your social media, have a brand so that way when they think of you, when they see you, they know exactly what you're doing, what you're selling, how to reach out to you. They know how to reach you. And I think it's just being very consistent.
Do you keep track of how many posts you put a day? Because I'm actually starting to do that. I'm trying to, but it's extremely hard for me.
I try to post maybe once a day, maybe twice a day. I don't keep track of it. It just depends on if a topic comes up and it's a hot topic right there, or if I can relate to it, or if it relates to home warranty. For example, we offer free roof leak coverage. So if I know it's raining and we haven't had rain here for 225 days, I want people to know that if they have chose a home warranty, we've got free roof leak coverage, because I know those buyers that have been in that house for 3, 4, 5 months are now calling their realtors saying, I got a roof leak. Was it like this when I bought the house? What do I do? And if they haven't chose a warranty on the house, we have that covered. So I try to, anything timely like that, I try to put that out there.
So you're always letting the people know, I'm here to serve you.
Yes.
I'm here to help you. I'm here to answer any questions that you have. Lisa, thank you so much for being here. This was so informative, and it is a really good thing for you to give us a little bit of insight in your business and how driven you are, and you are a great inspiration for all of us to keep doing it hard. Thank you guys for joining the High Stake Podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you
so much.